Okay, here we go. This is J.A. Marlow. Welcome to my creative time. Hello to everyone who's filtering into the stream. So I invite you to join up. We have all kinds of creative things that the various people here are doing, including writing, artwork, maybe some crocheting, all kinds of things. So my name is J.A. Marlow. I write across many genres, including science fiction, young adult, romance, action-adventure, and so many others. All have in common interesting characters, exotic locales, all accompanied by a sense of wonder with optimistic endings. My popular series include The Stringweavers, Salmon Run, and Redpoint One. My other activities include award-winning fine artist, award-winning graphic designer, award-winning book cover designer, a digital artist, sewing maniac, Battle the Planet's mega fan, G-Force, fish herder, and serial bug murderer. By the way, I notched another victim to my roster today, a big one too. Hello, Zet. So my books can be found at all major online retailers all across the world and are available either on the shelf or by order at your local bookstore. Online, I can be found at jamarlow.com. I'm also at Forward Motion for Writers, the free online writing community at fmwriters.com. I'm also quite often in our Forward Motion Discord chat, and I'll put a link to that in the stream chat. I'm also at Twitter at jamarlow_SF. My Twitch TV channel, J.A. Marlow. YouTube channel, J.A. Marlow, and then you can also support me on my Patreon at J.A. Marlow. There we go, there's the link. And welcome back, Devin. Nice to see you again. It looks like you're coming in from YouTube. Fantastic. Okay. So it looks like I am getting some flickering on my side on some of my graphics. Let me go ahead and plug in my second monitor, move some stuff over there, see if that helps any. There we go. Yeah, that took care of a whole bunch of the flickering. Oh, YouTube is your playground. Absolutely. There's a reason I stream to both. And I sometimes hook up to this to see what's going on the YouTube side. Tonight I'm actually on the Twitch side because I was doing some tweaking of some settings. So I know that several of us are up to different creative things tonight, so why don't you go ahead and sound off in chat. Let us know what you're working on. Or even just what you're thinking of. Now, CE, I know that you are trying to do your Rose Tattoo short story. I hope you have that up in a screen. Oh, I just realized my little avatar is not moving. I don't think she's turned on. Hold on. Yeah, there's the CE. Yeah. Yes, the Rose Tattoo story. You need to get that done so you can work on fun stuff. There's AJ. AJ, I don't know if you heard, I just asked everyone to sound off. If you're working on anything, go ahead and put it into the chat. Going to be the death of you. No, that's not allowed. We like having you around. I'm afraid if something is going to kill you, it has to be something else. There we go, we've got movement. There we go. Send motivation. You do have it up and staring at you, right? Okay, that's good. Do you have in mind even a general idea of what direction you're going with it? Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, sometimes you just don't know where it's going at all, and then you're really screwed. So maybe go back a few paragraphs and read through it. And maybe by the time you reach the end, you have it in mind just one new sentence to put down. Sometimes it can be just a fight of putting one sentence at a time, but at least it's headway. Yeah, I know. I think maybe part of the problem is you're making it too important in your head. Okay, welcome back, Lizette. One sentence at a time, CE. Yeah, that does make it important, but I think making it important is stopping you. Yeah, just get it down right now. I agree with Robin on that. So one sentence. Just one sentence, CE. Hold on, I have a little bit of a cough. If you get it down, you absolutely can get a pizza. And maybe some ice cream. I looked up and realized that the lid for the guppy food to the container is off. And my first thought was, how did the guppies get out of the tank to unscrew the top to their food? Magic, duh. Oh dear, guppy magic. That could be a fearsome thing. Okay, so last night, I had finally decided what project I was going to work on next, which was a huge deal. As like Lizette, I tend to be rather prolific, so I had a lot of playgrounds I could go into. So the first step of that was I had gotten stopped because I have all of these interconnected series, and I needed to make sure they were consistent with each other, and part of that is I needed a timeline to put. And so last night there's 4 series that kind of come together, and I brought all the information from the timelines I've previously done in 3 of the series and brought them all into 1. So last night, that's what I finished, and I got about half of it roughly where they needed to be related to each other. So tonight, because I want to go ahead and start writing the next book of the Atlantis Shifters, book 2. That's going to be, yeah, I want to start on March 1st. So I need to get this timeline done. So at least I have something to go from what, you know, everything else hangs from. I would just start writing it, and I probably will even if I don't have this done, but there's going to be things referenced in this book to the past, and I need to make sure that they are in the timeline. And one thing that's going to make it a little more confusing, so the years, what year it is in certain series is going to be different from other series, so I'm going to have years in parentheses off to the side. For instance, the Enigma Watchers, the first book, it was about several universes collapsing and merging in on each other and how that affected Earth. Well, one of the things that happened was that the main character, Blake Kincaid, found himself in an earlier year in a younger self. But you know that saying, I wish I knew then what I know now? Well, he's going to have that, but it's also going to be a very different world from what he's accustomed to. Oh, okay. I see that Midnight, she's been doing some testing with audio for reading her own stories. Glassquill, you know, I've actually listened to several where they create the reading in audio format. And see, I was asking you about graphics, and all they do is they take a single graphic and they put that as the video, and then they just have that graphic throughout the entire reading. And it works really well for them. That way people can listen to it on YouTube, because a lot of people create playlists to listen to on YouTube. But then they can also take the audio file and upload it into other places, such as places that specialize in podcasts and such. But I would definitely still get it up on YouTube. All right, so what's going to happen is that Blake Kincaid's universe has actually gone into the past, or at least his Earth is. But then at that point it'll be pretty much concurrent with the Atlantis Shifters Earth. So I gotta bring those two together. Definitely time for some color coding. So let's decide on some colors. To answer your question, Robin, there are options that don't require video, but typically they require you to host the audio file yourself somewhere. So you kind of exchange one problem for another. And that's the problem that Glassquill's going to find. And of course you want your work up on a venue where you at least have a chance of people stumbling upon it as well. Yep. See, that's what I suggested. You don't even need a slideshow, just one picture. I've seen people do it just with one picture in the background. I seriously need to come up with a serious title, because now for color coding, I have listed Enigma Watchers, Atlantis Shifters, String Weavers, and Weird Mutant Crossover Thingy. I don't think I want to ultimately have an entire series released under that series title. Yes, that last one is a mouthful. AJ, this is going to have string weavers in it. It's going to have, as the main character, well, the Weird Mutant Crossover Thingy will have string weavers in it. But it will be a new character. But there are characters from Kelsey Hale's Stringweaver books that are going to make an appearance. Oh, Lizette, you made it 200 words. Are you working on a flash fiction? Ooh. See, that's the reason why I need to do this, and that's why I just... Oh, you weren't here for last night when I was talking about choosing what project I'm going to write next. I was actually thinking of Enigma Watchers and plotting out the Weird Mutant Crossover Thingy because I like string weavers. I'd like to get back to that. But I realized it all came back to the Atlantis Shifters. Yes, that's a romance, science fiction, action adventure series. But there's an entire arc that goes through all of those books that's set up for all the others. Certain events that all the others hinge on. So in order to write the new Stringweaver series, I need to get, I think, to about book 5 in the Atlantis Shifters. Because the details of what I'll be writing in those will have a huge impact on the other two series. So I have book 1 of the Atlantis Shifters written. So I've got 4 more that I need to get going on. And Glassquill, if you're still listening, I'll get with you later. I think I know where to look. And I think that there's something you can do with Audacity, which you're already going to be learning anyway. Where you can use what you do with that to make it into a YouTube video. Pretty easy. But I'll have to find the information for you. AJ, in essence, in a way you could say that, even the Dragon Paladins, although right at the moment I don't have any plans for Stringweavers to show up in the Dragon Paladins. Their universe actually does exist in the same universal group as all these other series. So you could say that it is a part of one big multiverse. The Atlantis Shifters definitely is. Along with the Enigma Watchers and the Weird Mutant Crossover Thingy and the Stringweaver series. Yes, the audio comes first. Get that done, and then, yeah, I can see about helping you find the resources to do the rest. Okay, so Atlantis shifters, that is definitely going to be blue. So much of it takes place in the ocean. Actually, when I think about it... Huh. The Salmon Run series actually takes place in the past of the Dragon Paladins. Alright. Nope, that didn't work. Come on. There we go, we got some blue. The Enigma Watchers. I'm thinking green on them. Nope, that's too light. There we go, green. I'm not sure what color Stringweaver should be. Oh, your hair? Because you won't be pulling it out, you say? Brown gonna be... I think I want purple. Okay, now I need a color for the weird mutant crossover thingy. Oh, that's way too light. I already have the Enigma Watchers as green. Maybe more of a red. Oh, now it's too close to Stringweavers. Alright, what color should I do Stringweavers? Green Jam. Oh, we already have Star Jam. That's what Lizette named my avatar. Oh, poor Lizette. Let's not make your headache worse, please. Okay. Oh, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should put background on it too. Okay. Adjusting the colors a little bit more. Maybe I'll do a yellow-green for Enigma Watchers and maybe a dark green for Stringweavers. Now Enigma Watchers, that's going to be... forest green. Because so far that series is based only on Earth. Not sure how long that'll last though, because their world has been impacted by things in space so much. Yeah, Lizette says, isn't it funny how much time we spend with things like color coding that has nothing really to do with the actual story writing? That is very true. On the other hand, you know, scrolling through all of this writing and know immediately, okay, that color, that relates to this project. Yeah, that's kind of important. Okay, now we're going to do... I'll get that out of there. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I have my colors now. Alright, so we have... Yeah, I definitely need backgrounds. Okay, let's get back over here. This is going to get really colorful. Your motivation disappeared again? Look under the couch. Your cat may have dragged it under there. Oh, go Lizette. 300 words. Okay. There we go. Well, that didn't work. Well, I'll just have to wing it. Okay. Let's get back down to color coding. Oh, and I definitely have that date wrong. You know what, we're going to start with present day and work back, because that's the most important right now. Hating with words, yes. Hey, if it works, right? Oh, I need that light green. There we go. Okay, so this is where we are. Okay, this is going to be 1985 too. Yep, this book is going to go back to 1982. No, 1985, I'm sorry. Atlantis, here we go. This is Enigma Watchers. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. In a way, I really wish that this was already done, because I'd like to see it and just go from it, but nope, I gotta do it myself. You mean the little imp as in one of the stories that you're missing? Okay, just scrolling through here, I can tell that there's actually quite a bit here that I can peck at later. Maybe like when I'm not feeling up to writing new words, but, you know, organize things. But I'm actually not going to worry about it tonight. There's just a few very specific things I need to make sure is in this timeline. Nope, I don't think I need to go back to Archimedes again. Alright, go back down. Well, I really hope you find him. For those of you who want a timer, let's go ahead and get that started. I just realized I hadn't done that. I just got right to work. Okay. Okay, Jam. 1985 goes before 1986. Let's fix that. Okay, and then this will go after that. Well, now we're moving forward a little bit. Oh good, I figured out one thing that was really important for this, so I'm happy. You get to hear me typing away. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna claim to be a expert on that, but I believe in World War II they did. Not World War II, World War I. I'm sorry. Especially at the beginning, so many of the generals were still doing war the old way. Yes, lovely keyboard sounds. Oh, and here's before too long, you'll hear them all the more as I get started on the new words. Oh, rats, where did this happen? Was it book 4 instead of book 5? Okay, I was right. Some part of it starts happening in book 5. But is it the big event? That's the question. So going on to the next one, book 6. Oh, Lizette says, I'm looking forward to starting the new urban fantasy. It's not going to be long and should be fun to write. Yes, something new! Oh, and Lizette's over 500 words tonight now. That's fantastic. Okay. So I had rearranged this. I'm glad I looked it up. It started in book 4. They realize there's a problem in book 5. But the big event happens in book 6. So go ahead and put this in here. That means that's where that happens. And to think that this series of romances started out with 3 books, then it expanded to 5, then it went to 6. Then I realized that I was missing a whole story arc, and it went to 8 books. Sometimes I wonder what's wrong with me. Oh, Lizette's over 600. CE, did you get another sentence? There we go. Actually, that should go later. goes the timer. Okay, let's get that going again. Yeah, Lizette, you laugh at me about the series. Just remember that the next time it happens to you, I get to laugh, okay? 11, yes. Over 10 out of 11. Yay for a few paragraphs, CE. Congratulations. Keep at it. Oops, I had the wrong... There we go. Okay. I'm gonna put this a year later. There needs to be some time between these two books for things to happen. And now the question of how long ago was the old king deposed? Or replaced? Let's see. I don't think I have anything in here. I do not. Yes, CE. I think quite a few of us like it. So, talking about The Princess Bride. That's odd. I was thinking about that just the other night. Okay, you know what? I do not find any evidence that I had planned out how many years before. You know what? I just picked an arbitrary number in my head and I'm going with it. Oh, look, we're back in the 1980s again. No, that's not right. It needs to be longer ago than that. Okay. And here's some string weaver dates, and those need to be brought up. Okay. Yeah. Because a whole bunch of the Stringweaver series take place just before the Atlantis Shifter series starts. Okay. Oh, Robin. Did you completely finish the fanfic? Oh, rats. What color did I make string weavers again? Oh, purple. That's supposed to be a light purple background, but it came out sort of pink, but at least it will stand out. Nope, a little further. Oh, yay! So Robin finished a Mandalorian fanfic. And the snippets that she showed of the last one in the forward motion chat, that was very good. Okay. So this is going to be probably right about the same time. Oops, and I need that bold. There we go. And the rest of those times I will figure out later because it's just math and I don't need to. Not for what I'm doing right now anyway. Okay. So I do have when the king was deposed. I have the date of the current book, well, the last book and now the current book. 801 words for Lizette, congratulations. I'll go ahead and reset the timer. I'm voting for Archive of Our Own or fanfiction.net so that the rest of us can read them. Well, we just hit an hour into the stream, and I think that I have enough put into my timeline in order to start writing book 2. And anything that I need to add into the outline, I won't know what's important to put into the past until I actually get to that point and write it. I don't want to spend ages second guessing myself on what all needs to be in here. I don't like to world build a huge amount ahead of time. I like the story to tell me what is important to world build. So if anyone out there is writing and you come across a good line that you really like, or even while you're editing, if you come up with a good line, go ahead and put it into the stream chat. And if I like it, I'll see about putting it up on the main screen under the favorite guest line area. Oh, congratulations, CE, 557 words. That's fantastic. Oh, thank you, Zet. I'm actually gonna bring back front. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I needed to figure out before I could just launch myself into this writing. Let me go ahead and take a look at the outline again. We're going to bring up all of the virtual plot cards. Oh good, you know, sometimes that really is the way it works. So CE said once my brain got going, I was able to get moving. It's just lighting the fire under me to get going. And so often that is the problem, is just trying to get started. Once you get started, you're okay. Okay. And you notice that unlike my timeline, I did not need to color code the outline of book 2. Just didn't need it. It's mostly just 2 points of view. Actually, I think it might be only 2 points of view. And I think that, yeah, from what I'm seeing, when I originally revised the outline, I had made sure that I was going back and forth on a regular basis between the two. I do like romances where you get to be in the head of both parties, and like the really old harlequins and silhouettes and such, where you only got the woman's point of view. And some of them were extremely frustrating that the man didn't even show any inclination of being interested until the final declaration in the last chapter, and you're going, what? Wait, what? My books are not like that. No, I think I'm okay on that. You definitely earned that pizza. CE, are you going to try and write a little bit more tonight? I didn't know if you had a goal. Oh, CE says, oh yes, my goal is to get as much written before my eyes glaze over. Good luck! Well, Lizette's about to collapse into a laughing fit. Because I had, for some reason, I clicked on a note that said series notes. And the series notes wasn't what I thought it was. It was actually a notes on future series after this one. So this series has 8 books. And apparently at some point I thought it was a good idea that at the end of this series it should branch off into 2 relating series of Atlantis shifters. Okay. Why do I do this to myself? I'm moving Olan from that because I cannot keep that in my head right now. Oh, yeah, okay. You're now laughing at me, aren't you? You're scaring the cats with how hard you are laughing. AJ says, well, Jam, that sounds exactly like you. Unfortunately, doesn't it though? I get into a series and it just starts expanding, and if I don't have a series, somehow some little idea I have will figure out how to become a series. Alright, I'm gonna switch over projects. There we go. I'm not surprised, it's more like partially disgusted at myself. It's going, you've got to be kidding me. I'm doing this to myself on purpose. And I do it all the time. No, CE, yeah, CE said at least your notes made sense. I've looked at old notes for myself and my notes made absolutely no sense. Actually, I think all of us here have had that issue. Coming up with to a note in a story, or in the revision you wrote a note to yourself about, apparently you were indicating to your future self to do something here, but what you wrote made absolutely no sense whatsoever. Oh, Robin's heading out. Have a good night, Robin. So I'm looking. So I believe I'm done with what I absolutely have to have done on the master timeline that goes across these 3 series. So I went ahead and put that away for now. I suppose that technically I could start writing on book 2 tonight, but I don't think I'm mentally up to it. I'd prefer to start one of the streaming sessions fresh, just jump right into it. So I switched over and I'm looking through my nonfiction, see if there's any articles that I could finish up, or maybe even do some article revision. Yeah, see, yeah, coming across those comments to your future self, and you're wondering what in the world was your past self smoking. Alright, here we go. We're gonna restart that timer for anyone who's doing any timed writing. A whole bunch of these need research, unfortunately. Yeah, could you share it? Well, out of curiosity, let me just throw it out to the chat room. Is there anything specifically about writing or being creative or the publishing industry that anyone would like me to talk about or ask opinions of everyone here? We do have quite a bit of experience among the people that are in chat right now. Oh, I did post that. Okay, I think it's in the Patreon only area of my website, but I actually did write a little article on the inspiration for my town of Salmon Run. Oh, poor Lizette has a super bad headache. I'm so sorry, Lizette. Glassquill, actually you do have experience. I mean, you have a lot of experience in music. We're all in trouble. It could be one of those nights. Oh, there's the Egyptian phoenix. That's some research I had done on my phoenix. Yeah, BSing things at last minute. It's also called, oh, I just lost it. Fake it till you make it. Oh, 933 words, Lizette. You're almost to 1,000 today. Okay, I am going to bring up my writing folder again. Get that out of there. My big, ginormous writing file. Almost out of chocolate. Maybe I need to hide mine. I have chocolate over here. Alright. Lost in Translation. Oh my goodness. That is a short story I had completely forgotten about. I better not open it. I'll end up reading it. But I should polish that up and put that up on my Patreon. That's a Stringweaver short story. Doesn't feature the characters in the Stringweavers. It actually takes place in the past. Oh, you're not a fan of the dark chocolate. Okay, well then my dark chocolate is safe. Yay! almost feel like I need a short story to work on. Oh, as that says, I have a lot of short stories I've forgotten about. Yeah, you write a lot more short stories than I do. So it's unusual for me to find... Now, I've found novels that I've forgotten about, but not so much short stories. Nope, nothing in that file. Okay, go back. Oh, I did bring that over into Era 3 as the Starblink event. Okay. And I have some odd projects in here. One of them I don't think I will ever write, but it was fun to plan out. Stories, let's get in here. Huh. Well, I just found an idea for a short story I'd actually saved. I have no idea what I was going to do with it. But the title of it is Keeping Secrets Crazy. I should have written it when I thought of it. Because I would have read that just now. What are my targets on this? Yeah, interesting title. Like I said, I wish I knew what I was doing with it. I have a few brief notes, but that's about it. Oh, there goes the timer. Let's go ahead and reset that. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up book 1 of the String Weavers. Not the String Weavers, of Salmon Run. Let me see if I have worked on that recently, because that is part of what I'm needing to do is I am tweaking everything about the book, the description. I think I did do the description, and I was going to take a look at the cover. But it needs to be put out in paperback again. There is a version of it out now, but Amazon has changed some things, and I don't know if they've changed a printer. So it's one of those things where, well, if I've got to make sure that everything's right, then I might as well update everything. Oh, 900 writing prompts. And prepare for each and every single one to inspire novel. Oh, Lizette just reached over 1,000 words tonight. Congratulations. Alright, getting this open. You know, see, if someone gave me a present like that, in a way I'd go, oh, thank you, you know me so well. And then I'd look up from it and go, why do you hate me? Yeah, Lizette, you did it. You reached 1,000. So I'm guessing that you finished another part of the serial flash fiction that you're doing? Here we go, we got this switched. No, good, another part. Are you still guessing that it's going to run to about 20 parts? So as that says, that was number 5. We haven't gotten to the big problem yet. Okay, it's gonna be a long one. It'll run for the rest of the year. Wow. Lizette strikes again. Okay, I had already altered the description. So I'll have to make sure that that description's pushed out to everyone and everything that needs it. But so Salmon Run, the first book's called Night of the Aurora. And the description is a new life in Alaska, a massive aurora, a spaceship hidden under the ice and snow. For Hawk and Zach Callahan, getting to the small town of Salmon Run presents the first challenge to their new life in Alaska. They think they have it made when they board the unique train that will take them through a dark, roadless wilderness to their new home. The same night, a massive display of the Aurora Borealis lights up the sky, causing the Solar Express to strand its passengers in the middle of the snowy Alaskan wilds. Only the energetic aurora affected something else out here. So that is the book that starts off the entire Salmon Run series. So welcome to Salmon Run, Alaska, a place of wild animals, wild lands, and wild inhabitants, Oh, and native legends come alive, and an interplanetary alien conflict at their back door. A fun contemporary science fiction series for teens, young adults, and adults of all ages. Yep, I think that one's good. So this is a case, well, goodness, did I actually start the formatting? Let me look. I did not. Okay. Okay, computer, you can catch up with me now. There it goes. Well, I'm going to go ahead and power up Vellum. I'm pretty sure by now there's an update in the software. So Vellum is a book formatting program. As far as I know right now, it's only for Macintosh, or Mac, I should say. And it is fabulous. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles of InDesign, but what it does well. So that's actually what I'm going to use to do this, because they now have the ability to do a really nice formatted print book as well. So at the same time that I'm doing the formatting for the various formats of ebooks, I can then, at the end of the export, also do the physical book files. Alright, there's Vellum, starting it up. But before I did Vellum, I used Scrivener on the Mac to actually do a whole bunch of my formatting. And it worked well. It's a little more complicated though. Yep, like I thought, there is a new update. I have 2.6.7 and it's now up to 2.7.3. I'm going to install the update. And I'm thinking I should not do that while I'm in streaming, because that will slow down my stream like nothing else. But I am going to write a note to myself, because I was actually thinking of, oop, there goes the timer, of opening my stream so people could see what it looked like. Oop, sorry. Alright, so we're going to update Vellum so that it'll be ready for maybe tomorrow night. Oh yeah. I'll go through, I used to go through stints with InDesign where I'd use it a whole bunch and then not use it for a while. And at this point, if I tried to go back, yeah. My problem is that I refuse to do the subscription with Adobe. I think it's just a money grab. And the old version I had, Creative Studio 6, having problems with it running on the newer Mac, so yeah, I've been moving away from that. That's why I use Affinity Publisher now for anything that I used to use with InDesign, and then I use the Vellum for the certain types of books. So I've actually, in the last 2 years, moved completely away from InDesign to the point that I've just about 2 months ago deleted it off of my hard drive. I just wasn't going into it anymore. I didn't need to. All the other programs were doing what I needed to. And so it didn't matter if it wasn't running correctly on my newer Mac. Yeah, don't get me started on subscription services. Okay, bringing up Alien Winter, which is book 2 in the series. Looks like I was in this file not too long ago. You found the notes under the cat. Isn't that the way of it? Now we're going to switch the screen over to book 2. There we go. So I'm going to take a look at the description on this one. Okay, it looks like I had already worked on this too. Hey, I've gotten further along on this than I thought I did. Alright, closing that up. And closing that one up. I have too many projects open in Scrivener now. What a problem to have, huh? Okay. Well, without taking care of some updates, I can't really do the other project I was thinking of doing in the stream. So I'll see about getting ready for that tomorrow. You know what, I think I'm going to go back to the Atlantis shifters. Let me go ahead and bring that up. There we go. Because I am going to be writing this soon. Oh wow, today is already Friday. Oh, Saturday morning now. Monday is March 1st. I am thinking I am going to bring up the first book, Tsunami Found. Now, for novels, I tend to write linear. Every so often I'll jump around, which I can do with considering that I plan things out by scene. But typically the normal thing for me is to write linear. I will write from the first scene all the way to the left. Every so often I'll cycle through, if it's something big. If it's small though, I will actually put a note to myself in the first draft, and then I'll go to a separate document and I will write down what I need to fix in the big revision pass. And then I keep going from that point in the book as if it's been fixed until I get to the end. Because until I get to the end, I don't know if there are other huge fixes to make in the story. I don't want to be wasting my time making everything perfect. And by the way, there's no such thing as perfect. And before the point where I'm writing, if I get to the end and it has to all be changed anyway, that's just a waste of energy and a waste of time. And with my chronic fatigue, I have very little energy, which translates to very limited time. So this works really well for me, that I can get a first draft done, and then I have at the end of it in this other separate document a very concise list of things to go back and fix. And in my big revision pass, that's what I do, is I will organize them from the most important to the least important, and I will then go through and start tackling those specific things. So let's take a look. I just brought up Tsunami Found, and right here at the very end of the file, I have, after the very last scene of the book, I have a Scrivener file called Notes to Fix. Oh. So Lizette's going, adding, okay. And sometimes the big fix you think you need to do is not going to work anyway. Absolutely. And that's another reason to put it in the notes. I have several times gone through the notes to fix and saw that note to myself, and I'm going, no, I don't want to change that. No, that doesn't work. No, it needs to go a different way. But because I didn't cycle back and do it, then I don't have to undo anything. So actually, there's very little here. This document is 139 words of things I know I need to go back and, well, I'm suggesting to myself that I need to go back and fix. And if we're talking about a book, what did I say this was? 56,000 words? That's actually quite a short list of things to fix. Yeah, 56,000 words. And a lot of this is simple things, like I think that I changed the spelling of one of the names halfway through, and I think that I cycled through and got them all fixed, but I need to go back and verify it now that the book is written, and I need to start the revision process. So restarted the timer for anyone who is doing timed writing tonight. And I just remembered a note I needed to do. Oh, it looks like AJ is doing some world building. That's great. AJ, I imagine that your files are getting pretty big now on this big word building project that you're working on. Lots of problems. Yes, our characters hate us because we present them with so many problems. Alright, I'm on my external wireless solar-powered keyboard. Oh, I just figured out what that is. Okay, Midnight, you said definitely a shortage of mini critters for short stories. Are you talking about finding the short stories to begin with? Or finding short enough short stories? Just short stories. I lean more towards novel length ones. Yeah. I tend to lean towards longer stories too. Well, there are some quite a few podcasts where the authors have taken one chapter at a time, and each podcast is dedicated to just one chapter, not to the whole book, just to one chapter. So that might be an option. Okay. Oh, that's a possibility. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Absolutely. I'm sure just having a one short story that has a beginning, middle, and end, and using that for maybe your first few projects, that link's probably best. But as you get going, maybe consider that so that you can use your longer works. AJ, she was using the couch as her scratching post because everything in the house belongs to her. And I just realized for this, at some point I need to get out the graph paper and I need to see about designing the palace floor plan. At least the main rooms. Now Lizette wants to do story reading. Lizette, we're such bad influences, aren't we? Okay, so I have in the bottom part, my notes, I needed to confirm that I had changed the name of the city. And... oh, something about what somebody has. Do I want them to have that particular object, or do I want it to be something slightly different? No, you don't need more distractions. You need to write more. Oh, yes, and I need to standardize what a container looks like throughout the book. Okay. I wrote a few more notes to myself. So now I'm up to 247. The very last note, it was 2 sentences and I started writing the second sentence and I stopped in the middle of it and I have absolutely no idea where I was going with it. So this very last note to myself might not be valid. Or maybe it was and I can't remember now, and someone will, in a review somewhere, will catch it later and skewer me about it. We were talking the other night that one of the tricks that some people do when they're writing is they'll end their writing session in the middle of a sentence that they know where they're going. And then they can finish the sentence the next time they come, because getting started can be the hardest part of the writing process. And I think all of us in chat were saying, no, that would not work, because we'd be staring at that half line and going, what did I mean by it? Or we would be trying to finish a half line and trying to go to bed, and our brains would not let us because it's an incomplete sentence. It must be finished tonight. More than 1 million words a year. Yeah, you are seriously prolific. Go for 2 million. Should I go and duck and cover now? Alright, so I'm going to take the very first draft of this book. Okay, so it's draft 1. I'm going to make a brand new folder. So not no. Okay, so Lizette does not want to try for 2 million words a year. 1 million words a year is enough. I don't think I've ever gotten up to that many. I think 700,000 words, or was it 750? Somewhere in there. I think that was my highest in my best writing year. But I don't think I've broken the 1 million mark. Oh, I'm gonna mute my microphone just a moment so you don't hear me opening and closing the door. I need to actually go check on the bread that's in the oven. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. The bread is out of the oven. And of course I had to cut into it and come back with a slice. The bread is still warm, and I just put a little jelly on it, and it is good. By the way, it did rise. So the second time that I made this recipe, it came out again. So I think I have a winner. Yay! Hey, Lizette, when you say you might be dropping back down, do you mean doing a lower word count? What do you mean, of course? Not all of my recipes come out right. Okay. I muted it while I was eating. And that slice did not last very long. Bread is so good when it first comes out. So, I decided I'm staying within, instead of trying to figure out a short story to write, because I'm starting in the second book of this series March 1st, I need to immerse myself in it. So I am back into the Atlantis Shifters Scrivener project. In Scrivener, I used to have a different project for each and every book. And then I would have even a separate document for all of the world building. I'd call it my series Bible. Well, I kept having to have all of these files open and flipping between them, and I realized, well, that's just absolutely stupid. Scrivener can handle more than what I'm putting on it. So the last few projects that I've been doing, I have just one Scrivener project. Oh, let me get this going again. There we go, timer's going again. So I have one Scrivener project. In the reference area, that is where what I'm using for general notes, but also for the series Bible itself. And then I have separate folders outside of the research but are not in the manuscript area. I have one folder for each of the books. And that way I can flip through them all while in the same Scrivener project. I use multiple panes quite often. In fact, I'm going to be opening a two panes here in a moment. But I also realized it made one other aspect really easy. As some of you noticed, every so often I'll just drive myself nuts in chat, that I was absolutely sure that I put some information as I was writing into the series Bible, and I'll go into the series Bible and it's not there. And then I'm left scrambling, actually having to go through finished books, previous books, and it takes so much time just to find one little piece of information. And one of the problems was that it takes time to open up a separate Scrivener project that has the series Bible, because I can write away for days without having to even look at it. But that takes that excuse away if the series Bible is in the same project where you're writing the manuscript itself. So anymore for the series, I just have it all in one. I take whatever book I'm currently working on and I put that into the manuscript folder. That way all of Scrivener's project tracking and daily goals and all of that works properly. And when I'm done with it, I take it out of the manuscript folder and put in something else. So the Atlantis shifters are all in. All the books are in the same project. The series Bible is in the project. All of my reference is in the project. There's Ash. Hello, Ash. So I'm to get my head into the project. What I did is I created a new empty folder and I named it Tsunami Found Final Draft, and then I created a blank document underneath it for chapter 1, because it's only in revision that I actually create chapters. Before that, I do scenes. Now, sometimes in the revision process, an entire scene will turn into a chapter, but not always. I left the first draft alone. That's right here. And so one way I keep track of my progress in revision is I use Scrivener's capability of split screen. So I am going to split the screen. That's this icon right here. And now there's 2 windows. The top window I'm going to keep as the revision that the final draft that I'm doing. The bottom one, I am going to bring up the current scene of the first draft that I'm going to start revising. And what I do is I will actually copy and paste sections of this up above into the final draft, revise it in the final draft area, and that way I can keep track of exactly how much of the first draft I've actually worked into the final draft. And I actually use word count, because doing it this way I can do that. I use word count to track how much revision I've done instead of time. I hate keeping track of time, but the numbers geek in me loves the numbers of the words of how much I've revised. So we are going to take the first little bit of scene 1, put it under chapter 1, and revise it. Lizette got to miss all of my how I revise in Scrivener thing. She's seen the article I wrote on it, though. Bohemian Rhapsody. That'll keep you awake. Although I can't hear it anymore without thinking of the Muppets version. Oh, no, see, I didn't. Oh, there goes the timer. I'm gonna go ahead and reset that. So the scene, the first draft is 1,005 words. So I'm going to see if I can revise that entire first scene tonight. I want another piece of that bread. I'm telling myself that I get it as a treat when I'm done revising. When I'm done revising this scene. Uh-oh. Okay, CE's found the link. Okay, first 100 words done of revision. It all starts somewhere. Thank you. Oh, yes. How is your headache? Or your migraine? Is it any worse or about the same? Oh, there goes the timer. I'll go ahead and reset that. Oh yeah, take advantage of it. See if you can get to sleep before it comes back. Delete, delete, delete. Have a good night, Lizette. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night. Feel better. Okay. Getting close to the halfway point in this, I think. Maybe. Could be. Possibly. Okay. Probably hear that fan. Okay, where am I? I just came up with a line I'm not sure I wanted to do away with, which means if I want to keep it, I need to go up ahead to the front and rewrite one little part. Okay, I'm gonna look. Well, okay. I didn't have to change as much as I thought I might have to in order to save that paragraph. I just like the way I describe something, and I didn't want to have to get rid of it if I didn't have to. Wow, CE over 1,000 words tonight. That's fantastic. Congratulations. I bet it felt good to get a little further into that story. Didn't you say it's due next Tuesday? Oh, and you need to get to bed. Yep. I hope you sleep really well. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, good. I'm glad. The second. Okay. Well, we'll keep trying to help motivate you so that you can get it done in time. Okay, where is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, well, go see if you can get some sleep. Start again tomorrow. Well, if you're still there, how long is it now? I know that you had a limit of 7,500 words. Where is it sitting right at the moment? Okay, 4,082. Well, you have a little bit. Okay. Well, so glad to have you here with us, CE. Appreciate it. I'm glad to see that you were able to get going on the writing. And we'll see you in chat tomorrow. Going ahead and restarting that timer. Like I said, I'm trying to get through this, revising the very first scene of this book tonight. And I'm now at 400 words. Good night, C. Happy sleeping. Okay. Almost to the halfway point. Go ahead and copy and paste some of the old the first draft into the revised chapter. There we go. And I just found a place that I had. So I had read the revision notes before I started in on the revision here. And I just came across one part where I had changed something. So I'm gonna leave that part in it, but I'm gonna rewrite this one section. Okay. Name. Where's the name? There we go. Okay, so I took out that part. It no longer applies to the story and put in the brand new. Oh, Glassquill is back! Welcome back! Oh, there goes the timer. I'm going to go ahead and reset it. Okay, bringing the next part in. Okay, definitely over the halfway point. I think I'm actually closing in on the 3/4. Yeah, 3/4 of the way. Okay, copying, pasting the last little bit to revise. Okay, there we go. No, yes, definitely see if you can figure out where your stories are. Yeah, might bite someone on the rump. Maybe it tried to bite one of the dogs, that's what happened to it. Oh, there goes the timer. Resetting the timer. A shredded story with your puppies gnawing on the remains. Unless the story was gnawing on the dogs. Ugh. Oh, this is an example of, I've said in editing, I'm a putter-inner instead of a taker-outer. So I just finished revising scene 1 in the first Atlantis Shifters book. The original scene was 1,005 words. The revised scene is 1,267 words. And that is very normal for me. Okay, I just took a look at the next scene. It is a shift in scene over to my male main character, the love interest. But that's a longer scene. It's 1,621 words. And I think I don't think I have the energy to do that one tonight. I am going to go ahead and make... I'm going to go ahead and get this ready for tomorrow, though. Let's go ahead and get this in here. That up there. Okay, now I have it all set up and ready to go for tomorrow. There we go. Well, I think that is about it for tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and start shutting down. I will, however, be in the Forward Motion for Writers Discord chat channel. Let me put a link of that to that in chat. Here we go. Because I am going to go back into the kitchen and get more of my bread, because I told myself I could have another slice of fresh baked bread once I finished the scene. So, my name's J.A. Marlow. My books can be found at all major online retailers all across the world and are available either on the shelf or by order at your local bookstores. I can be found at my homepage at jamarlow.com. I can also be found at the Forward Motion for Writers free online writing community at fmwriters.com. I'm often in our Discord chat. I'm at Twitter at jamarlow_SF. My Twitch TV channel is J.A. Marlow. YouTube channel, J.A. Marlow. I'm also at Patreon at J.A. Marlow. So everyone have a great night or day. Be safe, be happy, and be healthy.